He made children laugh. He entertained neighbors. He organized block parties, wore a clown costume, and smiled for the camera. But behind that carefully painted smile lived a monster. A monster who buried his secrets beneath his own house. His name was John Wayne Gacy. And this is the true story of the killer clown. John Wayne Gacy was born on March 17, 1942 in Chicago, Illinois. To the outside world, he would one day look like a typical, hard-working American man. But his early years were anything but normal. His father, John Stanley Gacy, was an abusive alcoholic. He drank heavily and beat his children regularly. He called young John sissy, worthless, no good. Gacy's mother, Marion, tried to protect him, but she couldn't stop the violence. As a child, Gacy learned two things: pain and how to hide it. When he was just 11, Gacy suffered a head injury that left him with blackouts for years. He spent much of his youth trying to win his father's approval. But no matter what he did, it was never enough. His father beat him with belts, fists, and words. The neighbors saw a strict father. Gacy saw a man who planted the first seeds of hate inside him. He became quiet, withdrawn, but he also became good at pretending. That mask, that fake smile, would follow him for the rest of his life. As a teenager, John Gacy struggled with his identity. He was bullied. He began to realize he was attracted to men, something that terrified him in a strict Catholic home. He buried those feelings deep inside. In 1964, he got married to Marlon Myers. He became a manager at a fast food restaurant chain. To the world, he was settling down, a young, successful man. But in private, he started luring teenage boys. He would offer them alcohol, money, or jobs. And then he assaulted them. In 1968, everything cracked. Gacy was arrested and charged with sexually assaulting a teenage boy. He was sentenced to 10 years in prison in Iowa. His wife divorced him while he was behind bars. Most men might have been broken by that. Gacy wasn't. He was learning. He was learning how to hide better. After just 18 months, he was released for good behavior. He returned to Chicago, started his own construction business, and built a new mask for the world to see. By the early 1970s, Gacy was a respected contractor. He worked hard, bought a house, threw big parties for the neighborhood. He even dressed up as Pogo the Clown to entertain children at charity events. He loved performing, but more than that, he loved how much people trusted him. When you looked at John Wayne Gacy in the 1970s, you saw a friendly neighbor, a businessman, a clown. You didn't see the monster he became at night. His home in Norwood Park, a suburb of Chicago, was both a stage and a graveyard. In the living room, he smiled and laughed. In the crawl space beneath the house, he buried the truth. Between 1972 and 1978, young men began disappearing across the Chicago area. Teenagers, often between 14 and 21 years old. Many were runaways. Some were looking for work. Others were simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. Gacy targeted the vulnerable. He offered jobs at his construction company, or just a friendly ride. Once inside his house, he'd offer them drinks, then handcuffs. He told them it was part of a magic trick that he did as a clown. But there was no trick. There was only terror. Gacy's attacks were brutal. He tortured, assaulted, and murdered his victims. And when it was over, he dragged their bodies into the crawl space beneath his house. One by one, 33 souls were buried beneath his floorboards. For years, Gacy got away with it. Police saw him as a friendly, harmless neighbor. No one suspected the clown. The shocking part of this story isn't just the murders. It's how many chances there were to stop him. In 1975, a teenage boy named Anthony Antonucci reported Gacy had attacked him. Gacy was questioned, but nothing happened. In 1976, another teen escaped from his house. Again, nothing happened. Gacy was too respectable, too charming. The police didn't want to believe he could be a monster. His home smelled like decay. Workers noticed strange odors. He told them it was just plumbing problems. No one dug deeper. While the world looked away, Gacy kept killing. Everything changed in December 1978. 15-year-old Robert Pius disappeared after finishing his shift at a pharmacy. His co-workers said he mentioned a man who offered him a job, a contractor named John Gacy. This time, police followed the lead. They investigated. They searched his house. What they found didn't make sense at first. Strange smells, suspicious items, handcuffs, rope. Gacy realized they were closing in. He confessed to his lawyer, describing the murders in chilling detail. And then, on December 21st, 1978, investigators made the discovery that stunned the world. Beneath the floorboards of his house, they found the first body, and then another, and another. Police and forensic teams spent weeks digging through the crawl space beneath Gacy's house. They uncovered 29 bodies there. For more were found in nearby rivers. 33 victims in total. The youngest was just 14 years old. The neighborhood was in shock. This was the man who'd hosted parties. This was the clown who made kids laugh. He had been living on a mountain of corpses. The media swarmed. The story of the killer clown became international news. Gacy showed no real emotion. He smirked. He joked. He told police, "I have the same amount of bodies in my house as there are in a cemetery." In 1980, John Wayne Gacy went on trial for the murders of 33 young men and boys. The evidence was overwhelming. The remains under his house, the testimonies, the confessions. His lawyers claimed insanity, but the jury saw the truth. A calculated, cold-blooded killer who had lived a double life for years. Gacy was found guilty on all counts. He was sentenced to death. Over the next 14 years, he remained on death row, painting pictures of clowns and granting interviews. He continued to claim that he wasn't responsible for most of the murders, but no one believed him anymore. On May 10, 1994, John Wayne Gacy was executed by lethal injection at Stateville Correctional Center in Illinois. His last meal was a bucket of fried chicken, French fries, strawberries, and a Diet Coke. His final words were chilling, "Kiss my ass." Outside the prison, crowds cheered. For many, it felt like justice. But nothing could bring back those 33 young lives. Gacy's paintings still appear at auctions. His story still terrifies people. He became a symbol, not just of murder, but of how evil can hide behind a smile. John Wayne Gacy isn't remembered for who he was. He's remembered for what he did. The killer clown became a cultural nightmare, inspiring books, films, urban legends, and endless documentaries. But this story isn't about Gacy alone. It's about the boys and young men whose lives were stolen. It's about the families who never saw their children grow up. It's about the danger of trusting appearances. Gacy wore a mask, not just the paint of Pogo the Clown, but the mask of an ordinary man. And that's what made him so terrifying. As we remember his crimes, we must also remember the victims. Their names, their faces, their stories deserve more than to be footnotes in the tale of a killer. Evil doesn't always come with a warning. Sometimes it smiles.